Welcome back, everyone. I've seen many teams be frustrated when they can't break through the 5 million wall. There is a wall around 5 million in revenue per year where teams get stuck. What brought you here doesn't move forward. And we helped them get unstuck by using one very specific marketing strategy that I want to share with you today. I call it the 10 by 10, and I recently shared it in the Sprint Club because you guys have been asking specifically content marketing questions, like Neil, who said, I was inspired, I created this post for Instagram, and I spent hours on it. That in my head was awesome. I improved it with AI, but then so far it's flopped. Any ideas? Is it too long? Not good enough storytelling? Should I delete it? Should I leave it? So this is the emotions we are dealing with when we run a business and we're creating content and it's flopping. Sometimes then we think, okay, let's skip that part. Let's go to advertisements, right? And with advertisements, we have two problems. First of all, the platforms, they do whatever we want with us. Facebook can give you the worst leads, the cheapest leads from the wrong countries with the wrong budget and still tell you that it's targeting your right people. So Google is getting more and more confusing. And in the end, they kick you around as they want. So there is platform risk. Then there is an attribution risk that in the end, you don't really know what exactly was driving that sales. And the third one is really flying blind and wasting money because even the best agencies, this is what I can share with you after 21 years, they just do one thing. Like one of the all-time masters, Claude Hopkins, describes in this book. And by the way, David Ogilvy says about this book, nobody should be allowed to have anything to do with advertising until he has read this book 7 times. It changed the course of my life. That's David Ogilvy. So the OGs use this method, and this method is basically the scientific method applied. And the scientific method is doing stuff and seeing if it works. And if it works, you do more of that. That's the scientific method. So today I want to share with you how you can do this with zero costs and with a high degree of repeatability and fun, because we need two things. We need your intuition and your aliveness, what it's alive for you in the moment, because that's the best content. And the second thing is focus on your 10 topics that your people need. That's why in the Sprint Club, I have shared with you, and go and grab it, guys, for free, strategysprints.com. I've shared this template, the marketing 10 by 10, which has changed the way we do marketing, and it has de-risked a lot because now you don't need to spend anything. The process is very simple. First of all, you write down the 10 frustrations that your people ask you for. So for example, Simon, how do I fill my pipeline? Simon, how do I find the right price? So this would be pipeline, this would be price. I start writing down the frustrations. I can't find this. This is confusing. You start writing down 10 frustrations that your ideal clients voice either towards you directly in your comments, in emails, in your live events, in your online events, or if you don't have clients yet, then you research it by reading through Amazon reviews, Google reviews, and seeing where they are frustrated right now, what they're looking for. So the process is quite simple. You pick these 10 frustrations, then you write down 10 content ideas per frustration. Of course, you can use AI to brainstorm even faster and even sharper, and then even ask, hey, give me an SEO optimized title for that content. And now you can start making a video, making posts out of that. And the process is, step 1, you write down 10 frustrations. Step 2, you create 10 content ideas each. And now every day you start creating one piece of content and you change only slight things. Before you add any new content, you play with it. So today, for example, let's say they ask you, hey, tell me about, let me show you an example here. What are the best passive income strategies? So one day you might talk about licensing, the next day about options trading, then about having a compounding portfolio, then about a paid newsletter. And let's say you write about having a paid newsletter. You do not, this is 100 pieces of content. You don't add new content when you feel to talk about it. But if there is something happening out there in the news that you can relate to this, you will redo a piece about this same content, but from the lens of what's happening right now. Or you are traveling and you go kite surfing and you are in Egypt, and now you might do it from Egypt. So what you are changing, you are slightly changing the background, you are slightly changing the language. Every time you redo it, you change one small part of it. That's the scientific method. Because now you are moving from discretionary to systematic. Now you are moving towards what we call, in our marketing chapter, what we call systematic marketing. Discretionary means you do it once and you're flying blind because you don't know if it works. And even if you know that it works, you can't repeat it because you don't know which part worked. So you will do this in this quarter about paid newsletter, in the next quarter again, and in the next quarter again, and you will always change small parts of it. Once you change the music, once you change the background, once you change the space, because you're doing this from Egypt instead of from Austin, Texas. Once you change the language, once you change the hook, the intro at the beginning. The hook here was breakthrough 5 million, right? And it's also telling you who this is for and who this is not for. So you always change one part, but you don't jump to the next topic. This is how you increase your pricing power, and one of the 28 things to increase your pricing power. And this is how you start having better and bigger clients, because now you are talking about these 10 things quarter after quarter, year after year. When I look you up on the internet, I see that you are an absolute expert on these things. You have created so much content about these things that I trust you. There is credibility, there is trust. I think, okay, you are a small agency, I'm a huge corporation, but you can do this because you have shown me years of working on this, years of going deeper into this content. So yeah, you're onto something, and you have tools and you have checklists about this because you have spent time not going broader, but going deeper into these 10 frustrations of one problem that I have. So this is how you build more credibility, more authority, and apply this to your content marketing. 10 frustrations, 10 content ideas each, and enjoy, everyone. If you want a template, it's at strategysprints.com. Here in the Sprint Club, I will add it here to our marketing templates, and see you on the other side. Bye-bye.